Hello, this is Chiak. We are back again with another set of Nancy Drew Legend of the Crystal Skull. I suddenly realized that I was not recording for the very first of this set, so we're gonna breeze by through a lot of problems here. Uh, First things first, when I looked at the book last time, I was only looking at the first name for Grant, but I did not look at the surnames. So we have a Grant here in Withering Roots Memorial. I already know where exactly that is, so we're just going to head straight there. Oh my goodness. It's a very simple mistake. But on the other hand, we'll breeze by these problems. Okay, so we need to get to the tree. And all we get is an eye and a parrot hat. Alright, so after that, I had to browse around in my inventory because I knew there was something, I couldn't quite remember, but something that I forgot, and it was this. So, short stories for tired eyes, and obviously this is for us to get the eyes. I figured out pretty quickly just reading the table of contents of what certain things correspond to. I tried the time will tell, but I clearly did not quite figure it out. So the next thing, I did solve the librarian's tale and the history of Quincy teeth. Let's read the librarian's tale so you at least know what's going on. So, a librarian's tale. A great keeper of books, it's true am I. Many a reader through me can spy. On wondrous worlds that will never die, you can say it's magic, the librarian's eye. But to get such an eye, you must first take a look at the cards that keep track of every book. The title's the thing, additions the hook that will let you remove the orbs from the nook. So, what we gotta do is head to the cards here and then wait till certain Okay, so clearly, because when they spelt addition, it was not edition, but addition. So what we are going to do, actually need to, 1139. So what we're supposed to do is go through the catalog here and add all the numbers from anything that has eyes. So like 401, let's see, 401, I'll just show you the camel and the needle's eye, cat's eye candy, fake eyes, turn a blind eye, and then that should be it. And then if we go up here, okay, and if I think hopefully the numbers in my calculator here are still correct. Yep. I got the librarian's eye. So with that done, I can head over to the dentist area here. Wow, can I just say this really cut down on time? a lot of time. So I've went back when I first played through, literally just 40 minutes before, I went back to the attic of the secret room, took a picture of the teeth with the stuff with the teeth. Okay. The Baron's Tale. So history of Quincy T. Booker's teeth. So we have primary teeth and then the permanent teeth. So obviously, if it's permanent, then that would have to be the adult teeth, and primary, the first set of teeth, would be the baby teeth. So you were supposed to correspond, obviously, the books with every teeth he's worked on. But one thing that caught me, and I had to look it up, one thing that caught me, because I was doing this and then realized it wasn't really working out because it would say upper right, whatever teeth, which I already have my post-it note here to correspond to what it should be. So I had to look up in UHS hint system what it was, and it kindly reminded me that the doctor's right and left would be the patient's opposite. So if he worked on the upper right of whatever number 5 is, I should be going upper left. So let's just go through the BB. Lower left, so lower right. Okay, we're done with that. Then we have the 3rd lower left, 4th upper right, 3rd lower right, and then the very last one here. And we got the teeth. Awesome. So that nicely cuts down to the eyes here. Let's look at, I'll read step in the right direction, and I think we'll maybe attempt to do this one again. So steps in the right direction. In the place where bones are buried, so is something too that you seek. Start where Charlie Wicker sleeps. Tread lightly on ground that sinks and seeps. Charlie will give you directions, but count on my shovel to find the way. When you find the place, a monumental task awaits. Okay, and then I'll read the rest here. The key to the statues are key. Avian statues hide secrets bound. Mechanical feathers from metal were pound. Wires and springs and levers were wound. As levers are pulled, solutions compound. A feather stands up, another falls down. You won't need to peek if you listen to sound. Inside this drawing, a solution is found. Master of buzzards, drop key to the ground. Plentiful pirates and nautical nonsense. Stealthily stalking them, famished and anxious. Out hunting west waters, he was cantankerous. Out here were the sea-stricken pirates aplenty. A week's worth of looting left their large stomachs empty. Down to the port, we'll plunder some dinner, but the truth is that these pirates could have been thinner. Their villainous vessel was bogged down by booty. They would drop off the treasure and away they'd be scooting. They would foul up the village and make a great mess. Down to the mangroves they surely digress. Ah, it's a beastie! Swim for your lives! The calm sea's treachery left a surprise. A long-legged beastie whose eyes were aglow had spotted some treasure in the hold down below. And his curious nature could not let it go, so he tore down the hull, and alarmed were the pirates. He started to break down the structure inside it. His nautical naughtiness knocked down the ship. Those petrified pirates were muddled and miffed, so they fired their guns at this great grand octopus, at one leg, at two legs, at left legs, then 6. But the creature continued with 2 other arms. The northwestern water wailed in with alarm. The pirates abandoned this nautical nonsense and swam right to shore with their rather large haunches, but gaggles of gunmen got left to getting gobbled. The creature was angry. In its own ink it bobbled. So down dove the octopus right to his den. If he spit out their bones and fashioned defense, and each treasure, of course, he had not left behind, he'd befriended all these baubles in very short time. And long lived this octopus hidden away, but his fate fell quite quickly on one fateful day. So I have no idea what that last story is, but we know from the steps in the right direction that would be the Charlie Wicker thing. I don't have a shovel though. I noticed there is a shovel.
Hello again.
Here we go.
That shovel over there with the interesting handle. Do you think I could borrow it?
Dr. Bolay took great interest in that shovel. Don't know why. Never used it. Just like to see it hanging there. Me, I use it to dig up roots.
You mean like tree roots?
No, I mean roots like tannus, black cohosh, valerian. Roots that in the right hands are very special, very powerful. However, Right now I need mushrooms. I was hoping to get 'em picked tonight, but from the looks of all this potting I still have to do...
I'd be happy to pick them for you.
Why, what a generous offer. All right, then. I need 5 painted conchs. They're mushrooms that have got a short, fat stem and a large, bell-shaped cap covered with big red dots. You might find 1 or 2 here in the garden, but you'll have better luck in the boggy part of the cemetery. You get me 5, no more, no less, and I'll let you borrow that shovel.
Deal.
You can put 'em in this bag. How else may I be of service to you?
Nice talking to you.
Come see me anytime.
Okay, so of course it wouldn't be that easy. We already know one is over...
This has got to be a painted conch.
Okay. 1. Trying to remember if I can... trying to remember if I can remember where they all are. Let's see, I need to... Nope. I'm gonna assume at some point we are going to also go herb shopping for her.
Another painted conch.
You know there's one in the marsh, but I think... Where's that lookout area? Here? Yes. It's 3. Okay, and that's where we need to go later. Nope. Okay, so this should be the... Okay, let's exit. Let's not befriend and friend the animals. Okay. That's 4. She said 1 or 2 in the garden, right? Ah, here we go.
Another painted conch. Yes.
Awesome. So we got all the mushrooms. Oh, come on. Seriously? Fine.
Did you pick me those mushrooms yet?
Sure did.
Well, bless your heart, you did it.
Actually, picking the one growing on the log sticking out of the swamp was a little hairy.
Oh my, I forgot to warn you about Bernie, didn't I?
If by Bernie you mean the alligator that almost had me for dinner, yeah, you did.
He's another one of Dr. Beaulay's pets. He'd kick that log to get Bernie's attention, then feed him marshmallows. Problem is, now that gator leaps up and snaps every time someone so much as touches that log. I should have said something, but I've gotten so used to Bernie, I just plain forgot. Anyway, feel free to help yourself to that shovel. You earned it.
I'll see you later.
Fare thee well.
All right, shovel, shovel, shovel. Okay, so. Oh, I was like, where's the, So I actually should at this moment pull up this one here? No. Pull up the picture of Charlie's. I could delete the teeth thing. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so west, north, oh, one, two, three. One, two, one, one, two, three. My God, I'm already going to forget which part. So we need to go west. One, two, north. One, two, west. One, two, three. South. One, two, three. East one. North two. East one. One, two, three. Shoot. Where am I at? Well, it can only be east. One, two, three, four. One, two, three, four, five. This huge thing for... Okay. Okay. So, that done. I'm wondering, because I remember we have this piece of fruit. And I think that has to be the iguana, right? I'm just wondering if, like, because there's a thing with the little party costume place. If we can, like, attract, if we put the fruit there or something to attract Iggy's attention. Here we go. Nope. Okay. All right. Let's have a. Let's put the fruit away. Seriously, let's put the. Fine. It's stuck. I'm just kind of curious. I mean, is there more than one? Okay, so there's an eye. How many images are there? There's 3 images. So the question is, what combination can that be? Oh, the nautical thing. This is for the eyes. Okay. So this is what that tale in the book corresponds to. We have 15. Okay. Let's have a look at this again. So librarian, these 3 all done. I need to get the statue. And time will tell. I think I have to look up time will tell again. Or at least get a hint for what I'm supposed to be doing. Because I tried it, and didn't quite work. I'm going to read this now just so you guys can get caught up. So time will tell, part 1. At exactly midday, the teacher said to his class, "What time will it be when 3 hours have passed? Let's pretend it's that time and move ahead 2 hours more. And from there, let's say that it's 9 hours before. If 6 hours before then we'd made note of the time, what time would it be if we moved ahead 9? His student wrote down 6 numbers in all, then went back to their daydreams of things big and tall. Part 2. At high noon, the sheriff stepped into the street and addressed Bad Man Bart. 5 hours ago, I told you to leave town, and you swore you'd be gone in 3. There's a reason why you're still here. There's a reason why you're still here? I left right when I said I would, Bart exclaimed, but just as I was riding out, my horse threw a shoe. Took him straight to the blacksmith, but he was real busy, said it would be 5 hours till he finished with my horse. Better tell him to get a move on, the sheriff drawled, because 2 hours from now, if you're still here, you're going to be real sorry, understand? Bart understood. He went back to the blacksmith and an hour later was on his way out of town. Part 3. It was midnight on a dark and stormy night. Only 4 hours before, I had seen my dear friend Hollis, who informed me he was leaving for the Court of the Star Chamber in a mere 2 hours and feared he would never return. I realized that 6 hours before he was to enter the chamber, I was to surrender myself to Count Blackburn. I had no way of knowing whether, after the usual 5 hours interrogation, I would be able to keep my rendezvous with Lucretia 2 hours later. Would the Count let me leave, or would he imprison me forever? I was terrified. So mainly for me, I don't know if it's requiring me to put in every single number, or just the ones that I wrote down. The story confused me. 12 hours, only 4 hours before. So 4 hours before is 8. I had seen my dear friend Hollis, who informed me he was leaving for the Court Stars in a mere 2 hours. 10. And fear he would never return. I realized that 6 hours after he was to enter the chamber, so that's 16. I was to surrender myself to Count Blackburn. I had no way of knowing whether after the usual 5 hours interrogation, 21, I would be able to rendezvous with Lucretia 2 hours later, 23. Count let me leave, or would he imprison me forever? And the thing is, I can move the time back and forth, so I don't know if the before and after stuff is going to come into play. So I'm going to have to write it all down. So it always starts at 12. So plus 3 plus, and then we add again. Then we minus, we come to 8, right? 17 minus 9 is 8, yeah. Then 9 hours, if 6 hours before, so that's 2. We made note of the time. What time will it be if we moved ahead 9? Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They said 6 numbers. The students wrote down 6 numbers in all, then went back to their daydreams of things big and small. Unless we count midday is 1. What time will it be when 3 hours have passed? Okay. There's too much of this. I don't know if they want me to follow all the movements. Because my question for me is, am I inputting 3 numbers with part 1, 2, and 3? Or is it like a succession of part 1, input all the numbers, something will click, then I start with part 2? Because it's the only way, that's the only thing I can think of. Okay, time will tell. Okay, so each part, this is to get 3 glass eyes. Actually, I need to go back here. So for 3 glass eyes, I need to do each part. Oh, shoot. Okay. Now they said 6 numbers in total. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, sorry, I'm doing this wrong already. Because I wrote down the times itself and not the numbers that we're adding. Or I mean, does it want me to click this thing every time? I don't know. Let's try 1, 3 o'clock. I would imagine you have to. 3 o'clock. 5. Let's move it all back to 8. Move it back to 2. And move it forward 10. Okay, let's try again. It's at 12. Okay, still not quite getting it. Read the clues. Read all the way to the end of this clue for the answers. What you're going to do is move the hands of the clock to the times indicated in the story. Press the black button over the clock face when you get to each time. Each stories have 6 times in it. Okay, so I'm missing a time. It can't, it always starts at 12 no matter what. And there's no reason for 12 to be the answer. Or at least our starting. His story has 6 times. Okay. So yeah, I have to be missing a number. There's no way. Otherwise. Okay. Exactly the midday, teacher said to his class, what time will it be when 3 hours have passed? Okay, so 3 hours have passed, 3 o'clock. Let's pretend it's that time and move ahead 2 hours more. So 5. And from there, let's say that it's 9 hours before. And this is why I was doing... This is why I was writing 24-hour time. Okay. Okay, so 15, 17, 9 hours is 8. Okay. 6 hours before then, that's 2. We made note of the time. What time would be if we move ahead 9? Oh, why I put 10? It's 11. The students wrote down all six numbers in all. They went back to the daydreams of things big and small. So, from what I can tell, I'm not missing a number. Because they all start at 12. At high noon, the sheriff stepped into the street and addressed Bad Bartman 5 hours ago. So 5 hours ago, that would be 7. I told you to leave town and you swore you'd be gone in 3. 7, so add 3 would be 10. You'll be gone at 10. There is a reason why you're still here. I left right when I said I would, Bart exclaimed. So he left at 10, but just as I was riding my horse through a shoe, I took him straight to the blacksmith, but he was real busy, said it would be 5 hours till he was finished with my horse. So 15. Better tell him to get a move on because 2 hours from now, if you're still here, you'll be sorry real quick. 2 hours from now. Better tell him to get a move on because 2 hours from now, if you're still here, is that 12 or is that 10? So it would be 5 hours till he finished. Okay, I'm going to write as if he means right now it's 3 o'clock, so 2 hours from now is 17, and then 16. But under the assumption, so originally it's 12 o'clock. So 2 hours from 12 o'clock is 14, 13. I don't know about this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And it always starts at 12. Okay, so 12, only 4 hours before. 8, I'd seen my dear friend Hollis. For me, he was leaving in a mere 2 hours. 10, I feared he would never return. I realized that 6 hours after. 16, he was to enter the chamber. I was to surrender myself to Clint Blackburn. I had no way of knowing whether after the usual 5 hours investigation, 21, I would be able to rendezvous with Lucretia. 2 hours, 23. Okay. Oh shoot, I did too. Five. 8. 2. Okay. It's like, can you give me the eye now? I'm going to go to the third part of the tail. So, just to get 12. 12. Eight. 10. Need 4. 4. 9. 23. Okay. That's the part 1 and part 3 of the story. Okay, so let's do the middle one. So 12. Oh, shoot. 12. 7. 10. Sorry, 3. Okay. It's not that. Twelve. 7. 10. 3. Okay. Yeah, so it was 12 o'clock that he was saying. It was 12 o'clock, and then so we had to do 2 hours from 12 and then 1 from there on. Okay, so that should complete. We got most of the stuff in here. I'm curious exactly how many more. Oopsies, nope, wrong way. How many more eyeballs I got left? I think the only thing left I got would be the birds, which apparently we don't have to technically look. We can just listen for a sound. I went the long way around, didn't I? Yes, I did. Okay, so we still have 7 more left to go. All right. Yeah, I should probably end the set here. So, thank you for liking if you like. Thank you for commenting if you commented. Thank you for subscribing if you subscribed. Thank you for favoriting if you favorited. And thank you for simply clicking on this video. Until next time, guys. See ya!